Now what we're going to do today is we're going to make a sherry trifle. The best sherry trifle you've ever had in your life. These are the ingredients. 2 raspberry Swiss rolls, simple raspberry Swiss rolls now, not raspberry ripple. Be careful with that, it's just jam. Sherry, of course. A tin of fruit cocktail. Any fruit will do, but the fruit cocktail, and if you can get the one with the natural juice rather than syrup, but it doesn't really matter, you can use either. And of course custard and sugar. So simple ingredients, you can get them in any supermarket. And we'll start by assembling. This is not like baking really at all, this is more like assembling a dessert. So we start with the Swiss roll and we slice this up and we'll assemble it in a glass bowl so it'll look really nice when you finish. So we start with this. I found that the simplest Swiss roll is the best. I've tried other Swiss rolls, posh Swiss rolls, homemade Swiss rolls, and they don't work. The homemade one doesn't work as well as the ordinary common or garden. Just from now, we assemble this in the thing. We start with cutting this into slices. Assemble that in here. You can make this, of course, with 1 Swiss roll in a smaller bowl, but this is for a family at Christmas time, so we're trying to do a good job. People who have tasted this have said this is the nicest thing they've ever had in their lives. So I hope you have the same experience. If you had invited people for your Christmas dinner and you served them rashers and eggs for dinner and this for afters, they would consider themselves as having a complete Christmas experience. So that's just the Swiss rolls assembled. The next item is the fruit cocktail. And how you do this is you drain the juice into a tumbler, about that size, a fine decent size of tumbler. Drain the juice of the fruit cocktail into this. And now what we do is we fill the rest of the glass with the sherry. Now, what we do with that is that we put that into the microwave just for a minute, just to heat it up. I find when it's heated, it absorbs into this Swiss roll better than when it's cold. So the next thing we do is we put the fruit cocktail without the juice on top of the, or maybe we can do this after, and it doesn't really matter, I do it now, seeing so I do it. That on top of that. Start assembling. The next item will be the custard. Custard. This is Bird's custard, invented by Mr. Bird because his wife was allergic to eggs. So I don't know why you would go to the trouble of making custard when you can get it like this. Now, just be careful, it's not really too hot, but just be careful of taking that out of the microwave. Now, the next thing we do is we put this into the sherry and try to get the Swiss roll saturated with these, and make sure that every slice of the Swiss roll is touched by this, because there's nothing worse than coming across a dry section of that. So make sure all the outsides are try to make it so that the Swiss roll is saturated but not inundated with this juice, with the juice. And that's all the outsides of the thing done. That's the most important part. And then you can just let this. And then when you get near the end, you get to the cook's privilege. That's just delicious. And the next thing we do is we make the custard to put on. Look what that looks like now already. Looks the business. Now custard is the easiest thing in the world to make. We need a pint of milk. Could you measure up in this? That's just less than half a litre. Measure it up to a pint. We mix the custard powder with a decent spoonful of sugar. And we let some of the milk into that to mix that up in a moment, and then the rest we put into the pot. I've only recently come across the joys of having a non-stick saucepan for this job, so now we let that heat up and we mix this. Now take a little bit of time with this because sometimes the custard gets a bit gloomy and there's little lumps in it, so you try and absorb those into the milk. I like to use a flat spatula when I'm doing this, because the milk sometimes sticks to the bottom, but there's a non-stick pan, so I think we're alright. And when that is simmering, then we make the custard. Most people whip their cream to put on top of the custard when the custard has cooled down, but I recommend just pouring cream. It makes a complete difference, and it's really the whipped cream sort of dries it out somehow, and the pouring cream is the answer. So pouring cream on this, just you don't need whipped cream for this thing to work. So when you're serving it, you just serve it from the bowl and then pour cream on the serving as you get it. You can see it's sort of little bubbles appear on the top there, and it tells you it's ready to go. So just pour that in there. Now this is just the ordinary common or garden custard, so there's nothing extraordinary about this at all. But the extraordinary thing is the combination of that when it gets into the bowl. And when it gets onto your bowl, which is the most important thing. Just be a little bit patient now. We're only, how long have we taken already? 10 minutes?
11 minutes.
11 minutes. So that's all it takes.
11 and a half.
So really within 15 minutes you have the most delicious dessert, and all available for, as I say, from your local shop. There's nothing extraordinary except when you're finished. The product is extraordinary. The ingredients are available in every single shop. That's nearly coming together now. You can see when the custard starts forming into a sort of a thicker syrupy sauce, then you're ready. We're nearly there. Now we're done. That's it. And we just pour that on top of the trifle. And try to get every single thing covered like that. And that looked just delicious. Some like it hot and some like it cold. I can't wait. So I'm going to serve this up now. This is the beauty, you do not have to wait. And watch this, watch what happens now. Don't you just wish you were in this kitchen. I'll just get the cream. Say pouring cream is the secret of this, and look at that. Just look at that. Now you take a bowl of that and you will think all your Christmases have come together. So that's it. Trifle with Dominick.